Hi everyone, welcome to my next video blog, and this one is on denial. So a lot of times what we want to forget or we want to shove down are things that we need to heal. And so right now I'm thinking about how my daughter has to go for her next MRI. And it brings up a lot for us as a family. It brings up that we actually have to face this condition our beautiful 4-year-old daughter has, who is incredibly brave and incredibly resilient and full of love. That we have to face that she has to get another MRI, which she has to do every year or every 3 years, give or take, depending on how her condition is going. She has a condition called tuberous sclerosis complex, which causes her to grow benign tumors in her body and in her vital organs, mostly in her brain at this point, which causes her to potentially have seizures, which she hasn't had since she was 8 months old. So we are very grateful for that. However, every year this comes up around school time, because every year we have to fill out those obligatory forms that say, does your daughter have any conditions? What do we need to pay attention to? And so every year I'm filling out paperwork saying, yes, my daughter is at risk of seizures. She's at risk for this to happen. And every year my heart kind of goes, ugh, that again. And it's not something that I face every day, to be honest. I don't face it every day because she's doing so well. Yet it's the one thing that I wish, of course, we as a family didn't have to face, because it's so painful and it's so present, meaning that every day we do think about it on some level, whether it's, did you bring the medicine? Whether it's, oh, she has to have her supplements, or what are we feeding her? Or what happened at school today? So it's always in the back of our minds, yet it's not always in our face, meaning it's not something we're always going to have to face, because it's just not. And it's when we do, when we get to that place, when I'm filling out the forms, and when I'm getting that referral for her to go to get an MRI, that it becomes in my face. It becomes right there. It becomes incredibly present in a different way. And those are the things that I need to heal. Those are things that we may need to face in our lives, that are very critical to our own healing, and yet so hard to look at. It's not hard to look at my beautiful daughter who's doing terrific. That's not hard. It's not hard to love her. It's not hard to accept her. It's not hard to see her as this beautiful whole being who is glowing with growth and just views that it colors our life with joy. That's not hard. What's hard is the MRI. What's hard is the anesthesia. What's hard is getting the results. What's hard is facing those things. So those are the things sometimes we're in denial about. Those are sometimes the things that we all want to kind of shove down, put in the corner, and not think about. Yet those things that we put in that corner, they do come out at some point. They do show their face at some point and say, hey, over here, you forgot to take a look at me. And those are the things like the shadowy stuff. That's the stuff that really, really just wants an extension of love and an acknowledgement, and really wants to be healed. Our world right now, to me, is something that needs some healing. It needs some love. It needs some extension of light, and we all need to acknowledge what's going on in the world. I can't not acknowledge my daughter needs an MRI. can't put that off. I can't say, oh, I'm just not going to think about that. Because it's her health. Because it's her life and her livelihood. And I have to face it. I have to acknowledge those things that are hard to do. So I extend out the strength to all of us right now, and I extend out love and healing to those difficult places. And I especially send out strength and love to parents all over this